Hello everybody, Simon with Quigg Coins and Bullion here, and today I have a over 30 coin submission returned from PCGS. All these coins belong to a customer. I can try to link the video up here where I submitted some of these coins. My customer also added a bunch more coins that he wanted to try to get certified, so we'll dive right in and just kind of see how we did here. So we will start off with, this is a nice 3-cent piece, relatively problem-free. You can see no details there, which is good. You got a nice kind of clash dies. You can see part of the shield there through the 3. Get it zoomed in there. See the bars going through there, and he got a AU50, pretty common date here, so I'm not sure if any of these coins are going to be for sale through the website. I'm not sure how many he wants to retain for himself and how many he will sell to me or trade to me, but if any are available, they will be up on the website for sale, and obviously you guys will be able to purchase them. So that's a nice little win there. And just to say, all of these went on economy level, so basically 20 some odd bucks per coin plus shipping and handling and all that stuff. Got a nice little half dime here, some good detail left, and you can see no details. And this turned out to be a XF45. 53 arrows, very common date as well, so nothing wrong with that. The next one here has some color, kind of attractively toned, but I know this one is cleaned just by the look there. You can see that it's details. The back is more original, I think, color-wise, but you can see that the front is cleaned, and I did not notice the mount on here, if there was a mount. I didn't look at the rims too closely, I guess, but I knew that it was cleaned, and not quite sure on the value on this, but it's going to be pretty close to wholesale if he decides to sell that. The next one here is a little tougher. It's a second year 39. I believe this is a no drapery. Yep. 39 Philly. Kind of a nice original looking coin, but he did, this has been gently cleaned. Probably want to see a little bit more of an original patina on there rather than just the flatness. But VF detail, not quite sure on the values for something like that. Got another common date quarter here. So this is probably more what you want to see. With the patina, kind of just more general darkness on the coin. I would say generally this one looks a little bit nicer, has a little more detail than the last one. And it is a Philly. Pretty attractive coin there. And we got a VF30 on that, so nothing wrong with that there. We got this one here. I thought that this would straight grade. It has really nice detail, but he did get details on it. I think there's quite a bit of meat left on this coin here, and he got corrosion removed. So someone must have dipped this coin, and you can kind of see up here, just to the left of the face, where there's probably some problems with the coin. You can see that. And they probably tried to get that off. So that's where that came from. We have a little bit nicer barber quarter here. Trying to get the camera to focus. VF, definitely cleaned. Again, you want to see kind of like a patina on something like this, like that color. And so we knew its details there. 15S is a little bit better date, I believe. And this is a VF details on that one. And something you guys will kind of notice, he sent in kind of a lot of coins that are, very, he bought over the years, and basically he was taking a shotgun approach. I don't always recommend that. We had originally picked out probably 8 or 10 coins in that original video that had a good chance at straight grading, and he decided to submit them. And there's nothing wrong with that, to get them in a holder. They are easier to sell for people, and you can always break them out of the holder. But realistically, if you want to buy graded coins, guys, buy graded coins, and you'll do a lot better in the long run. But got some nice color on this cap bus half. And this one is details. You can see in the field here, it's been tooled or scratched or something like that. But it does have a little bit of nice color there. And this is VF detail scratch, so I'm not surprised with that. Square 2, small 8, large letters. Square 2, small 8, and then the large letters, I believe, are on the back here with the United States of America. So we'll get these back in the box, and we'll load up another 8 coins. This will be just a little bit longer video while I'm on vacation for you guys to enjoy. I'm still available to answer questions, and things will be shipping next week for anything purchased through eBay or through the website. So we have a Barber half here, 13, and this is an S. Details, I believe, yep. And my guess is probably this would have been an XF, which we did get. It has significantly more detail in the hair and the laurel wreath on the head, and way, way less wear on the eagle's breast and wingtips there. So that is very indicative of a nice XF coin. Now the next coin here I know for certain was in the original video, Pan Pack. And he had purchased this really, really, really cheap, way cheaper than probably anything else on the market that I had seen. It is not like the most attractive coin. It has some weird discoloration, and it's got some spotting and things like that. But the big thing here is we wanted to make sure that it was real, and it passed my kind of standards where I weigh the coin, I put it on the Sigma, and test everything there to make sure that it weighs right, it's the right size, and it is actually silver, the right content. So it's good to see that it's genuine. It's not details, so this is a decent win for him. And he got a MS62. It's not the most attractive grade on the most attractive coin, but it is good for him to get a little more, some of his money back on this coin here to make up for some of the losses there. This one we definitely know is been really messed with, cleaned, and it looks like someone used something to kind of tool the fields here, both on the reverse and the obverse. So this one is repaired AU detail, which is a little weird. I would have called it like harshly cleaned or something like that, but it's not unattractive, but for someone that wants an AU coin, it should be pretty cheap if he decides to sell this one to me. We have a nice kind of, this one has been cleaned as well. You can kind of see it's very, very flat. So you want to see the patina, and then you can also see kind of in the devices here, so in the shield and around the stars, that it's what remains of the kind of discoloration of the whatever original patina was on the coin. So we know this one is details, and it's even worse on the back. So someone really dipped the heck out of this coin, trying to get rid of some of the coloration. So this one is XF detail clean, so no surprise there. You have a little bit earlier date, 44-0. Get the camera to focus. Knew this one was cleaned, and again, this one is a little more attractive than the last one. I think just because it's a little more even wear, but this got harshly cleaned, and I think visually, you know, the one on the right here, the 56-0, has more or less eye appeal, pardon me, than the 44-0 here. But that's, you know, what PCGS said, so we'll go with what they said. And I'm not sure if 44-0 is any tougher date, but it's not one that you normally see. We got another very well polished. This is like mirror-like polished. 54 arrows, and it's a Philly, so we know this one is like well gone. And this is XF detail clean, so I would consider this one harshly polished or harshly cleaned, and this one probably just cleaned. And he really liked his seated halves. I think we have, I don't know, at least 2 for this one, and then several more. Almost the rest of the box. That box. Yeah, the rest of this box, well, I'll give you a little preview there. So the rest of the first box is seated halves, 54 arrows again. This is an O this time. And harshly clean there. And we'll just do the reveal. So this one is a little more original. Again, 54-0. I would not really consider this to be a problem coin. You know, it's kind of in a low enough grade where it's probably been cleaned once or twice and had some retoning. But again, cleaned VF detail on there. We will get these put back. And he did have some wins. You know, that pan pack was decent. And then we'll have a few more in the second box here. So the next one I know is one that I had picked out. Some good amount of trace luster left on the coin. It still has kind of a cleany look, but I thought of all the ones that I had picked out in that original video, this is probably like the most attractive one, and this one did strike grade at AU 53. So a little bit nicer, nice example for his collection. Got this one here. Again, same issue where it looks like someone has dipped it or used something acetone to get some gunk off or remove the patina, and the back has been very harshly cleaned. You can see that the polish someone used to go from left to right across the coin there, and this is cleaned AU detail there, so not surprised. One moment. All right, sorry about for the interruption. Just had a nice walk-in. A few things came in, and hopefully you guys will see it in the next video. But I'll keep moving on. We have a little bit of a nicer 68 as some post-Civil War date. Might be a little bit tougher, but it's got some nice detail. Definitely has been cleaned at one point. So cleaned XF detail, no surprise there. I believe this is the last seated $50. Again, just has the patina missing. If it had it, it would be a really, really nice original coin. Someone definitely has been dipping these coins, and 1850 cleaned XF detail. So that wraps up the package here. Now moving on to the second box here. He also submitted a good number of Walking Liberty halves, and some of these early dates with mint marks are pretty expensive. And he got AU 58 on this 37D. Pretty attractive coin, nothing to turn your nose up about there. I believe this is like the biggest winner here. This is a 39S. I believe the S mints might be a little tougher than the Ds. And he got a 66. So this coin he definitely paid more for. PCGS charges the customers or the people submitting more if it goes beyond what is allowed on the economy service level. So this is probably something like a $700 or $800 coin. So that's a nice win for him there. Got a 36. This is the S. This one is pretty dang cleany, but he's still got a straight grade at AU53. I think this probably should have gotten an AU details, but that's just my 2 cents on it. It's really, really flat. It has some trace luster in the fields, but just very, very cleany look there. This is the last Walking Liberty half, 37S again, and he got a 64. So this is kind of probably a little bit of a nut grade. It has some problems, but there is a lot of wear on the high points in the leg there. The reverse is a lot nicer, but we will move on. We'll get these coins put back into the respective boxes. So the next one here is a nice seated dollar. Definitely details with all the scratches there. Very just original piece. I don't think 47 Philly is any better date, and it's VG details. So nothing crazy there. It's probably a $300-ish coin, but it does, aside from the scratching, have a nice patina there for someone to enjoy potentially. This was unfortunate, and I believe this is one that he had snuck in, and not anything you want to see body bag wise. And let me get this out of here. So this is counterfeit, and it's a trade dollar. So it is been pretty harshly cleaned, and I'm just going to weigh this. It should weigh 420 grains. Sounds right, so it still might be silver. We'll check it on the Sigma. Sigma is like the best tool for checking coins here. If any of you guys are in the area and you want your metals checked, you're welcome to come out to the shop, and I do it free of charge for any of my customers. So test it at. So it tests right. So I'm wondering if this is a contemporary counterfeit or a modern one. And it should weigh see what the weight is. 23.46. Yeah, so this is way light. 362 grains. So this is pretty unfortunate. Can look at the surfaces here and see what we're looking at. There's some kind of weird things going on up here. Corrosion. There's not anything that really stuck out to me. I mean, maybe some of the pitting and the surfaces here. Air gown. I mean, for fakes go, this is definitely one of the better ones I've seen. Try to get it to focus. Just kind of like a sandy, looks sandy on the surfaces. In the fields, rather. But with the cleaning, it's not anything that immediately And when I look at it up close, it definitely, so you got these raised lines in the field here, just beyond my thumb. The pitting definitely is more obvious. I don't know if I've come across a trade dollar, as I'm sure I scanned it, which is pretty common for me to do, but it's disappointing that I let this slip by, so we'll have to have that conversation. More pitting underneath the Eagles claws there, but that is unfortunate, definitely there. So we will put this back here. Moving on to a good trade dollar. Nice original coin, good amount of patina, nice original looking coin, and it's straight graded XF45. He'll be pretty happy with that, I think. We got a 79S, and I believe we wanted to try to get a PL on this coin. You can kind of see me in my shirt there. I thought this had enough to be PL, but he actually got a 64 plus. So this will just be a very attractive coin for somebody to enjoy if he doesn't want to hold on to it. Definitely knew that this one would be details. It's 95S, or pardon me, O, which is the 93s, 4s, and 5s are all very tough to get. And we got VG detail there, but we know it's real. And that was kind of the main point for sending this one in. We have a nice, attractive looking 83cc, and it's straight graded, which is important, and 64. I think this is too generous for the coin. There is a lot of chatter in the fields, as well as some really heavy hits on the cheek, and then on the reverse you have this quite a large hit on the Eagles feathers, wing feathers that kind of go into the legs. Otherwise the fields in the back are decent, but I think this is probably a 63 rather than a 64, so I think he lucked out on something like that. And we have a couple of better, tougher piece dollars that get, again, like the Walkers, are conditionally expensive in mint state. So we got a 34, this is a D, and he got a 61 on something like that. So good for him. It's always tough to get piece dollars in MS, especially some of the later dates. And then we have one more. This is the last coin of the submission. This is a 35. This is a Philadelphia. Again, so we can compare these. We know this is a 61. I think there's more luster on the 35, but there's fewer hits on the 61, the 34. But he got a 62 on this one, so not too bad there. Again, nice little bump in price to getting it mint state. So that is the end of the submission. Again, if you guys are watching this, I'm on vacation. We'll do all the giveaways for the videos this week, and I think maybe one day next week at the following video when I'm back in the office. So you guys enjoy this. Like, comment, and subscribe to be entered into the giveaways. Remember to hit the bell notification, as well as potentially, if you're interested and you guys feel channel memberships are available, it's basically just like leaving a tip in the tip jar. So thanks guys, have a good day, and enjoy the video. Bye bye now.